What if Earth suddenly stopped spinning? What if, right now, the Earth suddenly stopped spinning? Not tomorrow, not 1 hour from now, this very second. At first, it sounds harmless. After all, we never actually feel the Earth moving. Every morning, the sun rises. Every evening, it disappears below the horizon. The ground beneath your feet feels perfectly still, but that's the greatest illusion you've ever believed. Right now, as you're listening to this, you're traveling through space at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour, faster than most commercial airplanes, yet you don't notice it because everything around you is moving at exactly the same speed. The air, the oceans, every building, every tree, every person on Earth, but imagine that invisible motion suddenly disappeared. The planet stops, but you don't, because of one of the most powerful laws in physics, inertia. The moment Earth stopped spinning, everything not firmly attached to the planet would continue moving eastward at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour. Faster than a bullet train, faster than the strongest hurricane. In less than a single second, cities would begin to collapse. Cars would be thrown across highways. Trees would snap like twigs. Skyscrapers would tremble. The oceans would surge towards the continents, and humanity would witness one of the greatest disasters nature could ever create. The terrifying part is, this isn't science fiction, it's real physics. The first second would be absolute chaos, not because the Earth exploded, but because everything on its surface would keep moving. Imagine sitting in your car. One moment, everything feels normal. The next, the ground beneath you stops, but your body continues moving forward at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour. No seatbelt could save you. No building could protect you. No city would remain untouched. Every airplane in the sky would lose its reference to a stable atmosphere. Pilots would suddenly face winds unlike anything humanity has ever experienced. Within seconds, the atmosphere itself would continue racing around the planet. Gigantic walls of air, moving faster than the speed of sound. Entire forests would be ripped from the ground. Steel bridges would twist apart. Glass towers would shatter into millions of pieces. Anything not buried deep beneath the Earth's surface would be swept away. And then, the oceans would begin to move. Remember, the water has been spinning with Earth for billions of years. It wouldn't simply stop because the planet did. Massive walls of water, hundreds of meters high, would rush across the continents. Entire coastlines would disappear beneath unstoppable tsunamis. Cities like New York, Tokyo, London, Shanghai, Sydney, and countless others could be overwhelmed within hours. Millions of people would have almost no warning. But even this is only the beginning, because while humanity struggles to survive the surface, something even more terrifying would begin deep inside the planet. The Earth itself would start changing, and once that happens, the world we know may never look the same again. But the destruction wouldn't end with the oceans. In fact, the greatest danger would come from deep beneath your feet. The Earth is far more than a giant rock floating through space. Beneath its surface lies a massive ocean of molten metal. This liquid outer core is constantly moving. Its motion creates something every living creature depends on: Earth's magnetic field. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but every second of your life, it protects you. It deflects dangerous radiation from the sun, it shields our atmosphere from being stripped away into space, and it helps make life on Earth possible. If Earth's rotation suddenly stopped, scientists believe the behavior of the core could change dramatically. That invisible magnetic shield could weaken or become unstable. Without its full protection, powerful solar radiation would begin reaching the planet more easily. Satellites could fail. Communication systems could collapse. Navigation around the world could become unreliable, but the surface itself wouldn't remain calm either. The sudden change in forces acting on the planet could place enormous stress on Earth's crust. Fault lines that had remained locked for centuries could begin to rupture. Earthquakes would shake entire continents. Volcanoes could awaken one after another. Ash clouds would rise high into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight across vast regions of the world. The sky itself would begin to change, but perhaps the strangest transformation would be something every person has experienced: day and night. Because if Earth stopped rotating, the cycle that has governed life for billions of years would disappear. One side of the planet would face the sun for an incredibly long time. The other side would remain trapped in endless darkness. One world. burning beneath relentless sunlight, the other frozen beneath an eternal night. And for humanity, survival would become a race against a planet that no longer behaves like home. So, could anyone survive? The answer is, perhaps, but not where most people live today. Scientists believe a few regions near the poles might escape the worst destruction. The closer you are to the equator, the faster you're moving with Earth's rotation. That means a sudden stop would be far more violent there. Near the poles, the effects of that motion would be much smaller. Even then, survival would be incredibly difficult. The climate would change beyond recognition. One side of Earth would bake under endless sunlight. Temperatures could climb high enough to turn vast regions into scorching deserts. The other side would never see the sun again. The temperature would continue falling until entire oceans began to freeze. Most plants would die. Food chains would collapse. Animals would disappear. And the civilization humanity spent thousands of years building would slowly come to an end. Those who survived would be forced to search for one narrow region, the thin line between endless daylight and endless darkness. A place where temperatures might still allow life to exist. But even there, life would never be the same. The seasons we know would disappear. The familiar rhythm of sunrise and sunset would become nothing more than a memory. Every generation born afterward would inherit a completely different world. A world where time is no longer measured by days, but by survival. The terrifying truth is, Earth's rotation feels so ordinary that we almost never think about it. Yet, every sunrise, every gentle breeze, every ocean current, every growing forest, and every heartbeat of life depends on our planet continuing to spin. It has never missed a single day for more than 4 billion years. Perhaps that's the greatest miracle of all. Not that Earth is spinning, but that it has been doing so perfectly, long enough for life to exist. The next time you watch the sun rise, remember, you're standing on a planet moving through space at extraordinary speed. You just don't feel it, because nature has been performing one of the greatest balancing acts in the universe, every single second. This is Why Explained, where science meets curiosity, and every question has a story. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Why Explained, because the universe still holds countless mysteries, waiting to be explained.
The universe is full of questions, and we're just getting started. Subscribe to Why Explained, and join us for the next mystery.